Welcome to Iraqi Dinar News. Today's developments may mark the most significant turning point for those who've held Iraqi dinars with quiet anticipation. Imagine waking up and discovering that one Iraqi dinar is now officially worth $1. While that scenario might have once seemed like a dream, the confirmation issued today by the U.S. government brings that possibility into reality. As of the current date in the USA, this isn't speculation, it's a real, globally acknowledged shift. What we're seeing is not just a change in numbers, it's a transformation that could impact everyday lives, international relations, and financial markets around the world. The United States has formally authorized a 1-1 exchange rate between the Iraqi dinar and the US dollar. This decision, now being echoed across global financial platforms, represents one of the most remarkable currency adjustments in recent history. For countless holders of Iraqi dinars, this is the validation they've waited years, sometimes decades for. Previously, the dinar's future was the subject of intense speculation. Today, that debate has ended. We are now witnessing the beginning of a new financial era, grounded in official recognition and real-time market reaction. Why would the U.S. endorse such a bold shift? The answer lies in Iraq's consistent and measurable progress over the last year. Iraq has strengthened its political framework, improved financial governance, and gained greater control over oil exports. Under new leadership, the Central Bank of Iraq has taken major steps to implement tougher regulatory standards, crack down on corruption, and open the economy to international investment. These moves have positioned Iraq not just as a recovering state, but as a credible player on the global economic stage. The decision by the U.S. sends a signal to the world that Iraq's currency is no longer a weak player in the system. Instead, it deserves recognition and stability. Consider this. Someone holding 1,000 Iraqi dinars, which just days ago held a nominal value, is now looking at $1,000 in potential worth. But while this transformation is stunning, it's essential to approach it with clear-headed awareness. Experts warn that the rollout of this new rate will take time. Though banking institutions and certified exchange centers have begun implementing the change, access and processing will vary by region. Delays are expected, and it's wise for holders to monitor official sources and consult professional financial advisors. The shift goes beyond external holders. It impacts Iraq's domestic economy at its core. A stronger currency means everyday citizens in Iraq now see real improvements in their purchasing power. Local salaries, pensions, and savings now carry greater value. This newfound financial strength translates to reduced costs for imports, including crucial goods like food, medicine, and electronics. As purchasing power rises, Iraqis may find their income stretches further, creating stability in homes, schools, and hospitals across the country. For business owners, the benefits are just as powerful. The ability to purchase materials or machinery from abroad at lower costs can fuel expansion and innovation. Lower operating expenses lead to higher profit margins, and those savings can be passed on to customers. Iraqi entrepreneurs may find that they now qualify for funding or global partnerships that were previously out of reach. In turn, international corporations are also taking notice. With growing financial credibility and economic reforms, Iraq is poised to attract multinational investors. Tech startups, financial institutions, and infrastructure firms are already exploring the potential for regional hubs. However, with this level of interest comes risk. Scams and fake exchange operations are expected to surge as opportunists exploit the moment. Authorities are urging everyone, especially dinar holders, to be extremely cautious. Only deal with properly licensed financial institutions, confirm rates through verified sources, and avoid any offers that seem suspiciously generous. It's easy to be swept up in the excitement, but sound judgment and careful steps are the best way to benefit safely from this massive change. Globally, the ramifications of this revaluation are enormous. Iraq, one of the top oil-producing nations, is now entering contract negotiations with far greater leverage. A stronger dinar affects the oil trade, pricing structures, and the broader Middle East economy. Some experts suggest that Iraq's rise may prompt other nations to revisit their monetary strategies. The ripple effect could shift economic influence in the Gulf region and reshape the landscape of diplomatic and trade alliances. Many also credit this moment to the foresight of financial leaders like Dr. Shabibi, the former central bank governor. His early vision for a stable, transparent, and globally respected dinar laid the foundation for this transformation. His emphasis on central bank independence, sound fiscal practices, and anti-corruption reforms planted the seeds that Iraq's current leaders have nurtured. Today's announcement reflects years of quiet but crucial groundwork. Of course, acknowledging the new rate is only the beginning. Iraq must now navigate the difficult task of maintaining it. Safeguarding against inflation, managing foreign reserves, and ensuring balanced trade will be essential in the months ahead. The next 3 to 6 months will be a critical test. If managed properly, Iraq may not only stabilize but lead in regional economics. If missteps occur, past instabilities could quickly resurface. The pressure is now on the central bank and policymakers to uphold the value they've worked so hard to establish. The implications of this exchange rate shift extend to international travelers and the broader Iraqi diaspora. Those sending remittances to Iraq will now find that although each dollar holds less local conversion power, the recipient experiences increased value in their home currency. On the other hand, Iraqis traveling abroad will find their dinars stretch significantly further. Travel that was once cost-prohibitive now becomes accessible. This opens doors for tourism, foreign education, medical care, and cultural exchange, fostering global connection in ways that seemed impossible just weeks ago. The revaluation also invites a wave of potential development in industries such as aviation, hospitality, and global commerce. Iraqi citizens now have stronger purchasing ability, making them more attractive consumers and investors on the world stage. Conversely, those abroad, including investors of Iraqi descent, are now more likely to consider returning or reinvesting in the country. This renewed interest can bring knowledge, capital, and business ties that further fuel Iraq's rebuilding efforts. Other nations with faltering currencies are watching closely. Iraq has transitioned from a country marred by instability to one demonstrating that strategic reform and persistent effort can lead to financial revival. This transformation stands as a powerful case study. For countries grappling with inflation, reliance on external aid, or corrupt financial systems, Iraq's story may serve as both a blueprint and a symbol of hope. The revaluation shows that, with discipline and leadership, currency strength and national prosperity are attainable. Still, caution remains essential. Currency changes of this scale often attract not only legitimate interest, but opportunists seeking to manipulate markets or defraud citizens. Dinar holders are advised to remain vigilant. Do not be swayed by flashy advertisements or instant offers. Double-check every transaction. If a deal appears too beneficial, it's likely not genuine. Trust your instincts and confirm every step with a verified financial institution or licensed dealer. In moments of great excitement, staying informed and calm becomes your strongest safeguard. Beyond the numbers and financial policies, this moment carries immense emotional weight for many. Veterans, investors, expats, and Iraqi citizens who have waited patiently, sometimes for decades, now see their faith honored. This isn't merely a matter of profits. It's about long-standing belief in a nation's potential and the enduring commitment of people who never gave up. It's about resilience and reward. Across the globe, people are celebrating in different ways. From Baghdad to Basra, from New York to Dubai, families are calling loved ones. Financial advisors are being flooded with questions. Currency dealers are confirming transactions, and social media is filled with posts, reactions, and testimonies. It's a moment of collective realization that something historic is happening, something that goes far beyond currency and economic. Looking ahead, the Central Bank of Iraq is expected to issue further updates. Clarifications from U.S. financial authorities may also follow, outlining how domestic banks and financial platforms will handle this change. In the meantime, the best approach for dinar holders is patience and preparedness. Stay connected to reputable news outlets. Contact your financial institutions for guidance. Be aware of timelines for rollouts in your region and resist the pressure to act in haste. The story of the Iraqi dinar is far from over. If anything, this chapter begins a new era. As Iraq finds its footing in a more stable global role, other countries and markets will have to adjust. The United States, by endorsing this move, is signaling confidence in Iraq's future. Investors, corporations, and governments will now reassess how they engage with Iraq, not as a fragile partner, but as a rising force. There's also a lesson in perseverance here. For those who held on to their dinars when others gave up, for those who believed when headlines suggested otherwise, today is vindication. Dreams that once felt distant are now within reach. Families may finally afford homes, students may pay for education, retirees may live with dignity. And Iraq, long viewed through the lens of conflict, now stands as an example of recovery through resolve. As always, here at Iraqi Dinar News, we'll continue tracking developments, translating key announcements, and providing clarity during this historic time. If you've been with us through this journey, thank you for your support and patience. If you're new, consider subscribing and joining the conversation. Your story matters, and this moment belongs to all who believed in something better. The revaluation of the Iraqi dinar at $1 per 1 IQD isn't just a headline. It's a signal of change, of growth, and of long-awaited momentum. Let's see where it leads, together, i.e., sometimes together.